So here is our dashboard. At first, we are gonna enter a stock symbol. I'm gonna say Tesla, and I will enter, and bam, you will have all the information that you want. The company information like the name, the market cap, the sector even, and then I have the chart, a candlestick chart, perfect. Everything is very clear. I decided to show the last year and on a weekly basis, but you can choose any time frame that you want as long as you have the data. And my favorite part, the financials, because when you show financial data in charts, everything is so clear. So here I have the total revenue and net income on a quarterly period. And when I click on the annual, I can get all this data also as annual. For example, this chart is the perfect example on how visualizing financial data is so helpful, because you can see like the total revenue is booming for Tesla and net income is booming for Tesla. So it will give you some idea of how this company is doing. Hey everyone, Nariman here, welcome to my channel. Today we want to make a very simple stock market dashboard using Python, Streamlit and Yfinance. Mainly in this video I want to show you how easy it is to work with Streamlit to create MVPs, simple dashboards, especially if you are a backend developer and you have some idea and you want to kickstart a front end very quick. This thing is a lifesaver. So let's start with what is Streamlit. Well, according to their website, you can easily create front ends and web apps using only pure Python scripts. If I scroll down a little bit, you can see that you can install it easily using pip, and then you will write some Python scripts here, and then you will have a web app and you can just show it inside the Chrome or any other browsers, and you can host it anywhere you want. It has many great components, from charts to sliders to buttons, anything that you want. In this stock market dashboard, I will try to show you a few good components that it has. We will mainly be focused on charts because, you know, we are working with financial data. It will be very great to visualize them. And for fetching the stock market data, like the price, the financial reports, anything that we need, I'm gonna use Yfinance in Python, which is the unofficial client for Yahoo Finance website. If you go to their website, I can, for example, search for Apple, and you can see that I can see charts and price history, and also I can go through the financials. I can see like both annual and quarterly reports for Apple. So this unofficial client in Python will crawl this website and give us all these informations inside Panda's data frame. So now that we are familiar with the technologies that we are going to use, let's move on to the project and see what we can make. So let's go to the code. So I already created a requirements.txt in my project. So this is where we keep our dependencies inside this project. And for this project, what I need is the Yfinance and Streamlit, as I showed you. I also need Alta and Plotly because Streamlit also works with some other dependencies and libraries in Python that helps you create charts, and I chose these two to make my own charts in this dashboard. And also Streamlit recommends you to install Watchdog as well. This will mainly enable you to do hot reloading, so you don't need to stop and start Streamlit too often. If you are not that familiar with Python and how to install dependencies using pip and requirements.txt, I will also show you how you can install it. I will go to the terminal, Notice that I'm already in my virtual environment for my project. I will type pip install -r requirements.txt, and this will install all the dependencies that I mentioned inside this requirements.txt file. I will hit enter. Of course, I already installed all of this, so here it will just say all the requirements are already satisfied, but it will install it for you if you didn't it before. So let's go back to the code. Here, I tried to came up with a simple skeleton for my project. As I told you before, I need a Streamlit. I imported it here, and also Yfinance to fetch all the financial data. Alta here for creating charts, and also Plotly, especially the graph objects, for creating the other type of charts that I will show you. And I thought what kind of let's say data I need from Yfinance, so I divided it into 4 different methods. I need some information about the company, so I need one method for fetching a stock info from Yfinance. I also need financial reports, both quarterly and annually, so I have 2 methods here for them. And I want to also draw the candlestick chart, so I need the price history. So I also need this fetch weekly price history method for it. And for now, I just used a Streamlit to show a title in the page saying this is like a stock dashboard. And I just put a simple text input that asks from the user, please enter a symbol, a stock symbol, for me to show you the data. And I also put the Apple stock symbol as the default value. So when we run the website, we have the Apple already filled inside the symbol, so we can see some data even when we first load it. Now I can run my very simple app and show you how a Streamlit Python scripts will be translated into a web page. I will go to the command line again, and all I need to do is write a Streamlit run stock dashboard.py, and then I will hit enter. And as you can see, it is saying that your website is running locally in this port. And I can go to the Chrome, and you can see that it's already there. It's just a very simple website. It's saying it's a stock dashboard. It is asking me to enter a stock symbol, and it is already filled with Apple. So let's go ahead and write some code now. I will go back to the IntelliJ. First, I want to get all the data that I want, so let's fill all this method for Yfinance. For fetching the stock information, all I need to do is say yf.ticker and pass the symbol. So I will create a ticker object from Yfinance, and then I will return the stock info. A stock info contains some simple information about the company, like their name, their website, their market cap, even I guess their address. So these are the information that you can show to the user in this stock dashboard. For fetching the quarterly financial data, it's almost the same, I would say. You need to again create a ticker object, and then you can return the stock quarterly financials data frame like this. And for the annual financial information, again, we will create a ticker object from Yfinance, and this time I'm gonna call the financials data frame. This is the data frame that have the annual information. Price history, it's a little bit different. You still need to create a ticker object from the Yfinance, but what you can do is you can call the history method, but you need to provide a period and an interval. So the period is how long we should go back. Let's say Apple is a very old company. It contains data for decades. Do you want all of this price history, or you just want the data for the last year? For this dashboard, I just prefer to go back 1 year. It's good enough for now. And the interval is, do you want your chart to be daily or weekly or even monthly? So these are our 4 methods to fetch the data. And each of them is a single API call. So it might be a good choice to even cache this data. So every time that we are requesting the same data over and over, it's not gonna go and call this API from Yfinance, so it can cache it and have this information ready to use. The amazing thing about Streamlit is that it comes with its own caching solution. So Streamlit will cache the output of these methods for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and say st.cache data. If you put this on all of these 4 methods, Streamlit will know that it needs to cache the outputs. So now that I can retrieve all the data that I wanted to, let's build our first part of the dashboard, which is showing the user some information about the company. I will go here. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this fetch stock info first. I will say information equals, fetch stock info. And then I want to first show a header saying that this part is about stock information or company information. Yeah, that's good. And then I will use some subheaders to maybe show some information about the company's actual name, maybe market cap, and what else? What I can do is maybe also show the company's sector. Like Apple, for example, is from technology sector. Some pharmaceutical company is in like healthcare sector, something like that. So st.subheader, and I want to show the name. Yes, let's use a formatted string here and say name is equal to the long name that is inside this data frame. And for the other subheaders, I want to go with the market cap and show the market cap, and also let's show the sector as I mentioned. So here we go. We have almost all the important information that we wanted. So this is just the information that I'm interested in. You can later, for example, enter the dividend, EPS, P/E ratio, whatever you want here. I'm just giving you some ideas. Now let's go and quickly see how it will look like. I will go to the Chrome. And here there is this hot reload that I mentioned before. So all I need to do is just click on this rerun, and you can see that the information is now present here. Actually, let's go and reformat this market cap. If I go back to the code and put a colon here and then comma, it will reformat this number. So each 3 digits is divided by a comma. Let's go back and see. So yeah, now it's much better. And I also can put a $sign before that. Here, maybe, yeah. Here I can put a $sign. And I can go back to the Chrome, rerun it. Yeah, perfect. Now it's much better. You can put, I don't know, Tesla, whatever. It will load pretty fast. So Tesla is different sector, different market cap. So this is what we got for now. Let's go back to the code. Now I want to add some technical analysis information. I want to show you the chart. What I need is to fetch the price history. So I can fetch the weekly price history here. And I can say st.header some, I don't know, yeah, chart. So there will be another header calling that, okay, the information that you saw has ended, and now below it will be the chart. So one problem with the data frame that Yfinance gives us is that the date is actually the index and not a separate column. So what I'm gonna do is modify the price history data frame a little bit before showing you how we are passing the data to the Streamlit. So I will go ahead and say price history should be price history that rename access, and I will call this access date, and then I will call reset index. So this will do the trick, and now we will have a date column. We can go ahead and use Plotly to draw our candlestick chart. So I'm gonna go ahead here and I will say go.figure, and what I have is this data. So I need to specify which column is date, which column is open price, which column is close price, and which columns are high and low prices. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. The x-axis should be the date, and now, as I told you, I will say open should be the open column, high should be the high column, and also the same for low and close. Let's also break it down a little bit so it's more readable for you. So let's have a variable called candlestick chart here, and all I need to do now is give this candlestick chart to a Streamlit so it can show it to the user. So it has a method for Plotly charts. I will pass it, and I will also keep use container width as true here. Let's go to the browser again and reload this. I will click on the rerun, and yeah, here we go. We have our chart here. It also has a range here that you can specify the range. Actually, it's not that useful for me. I'm gonna go ahead and remove it later. But as you can see, from January 2025 to January 2024, we have the data, and each candlestick is representing 1 week as we wanted. So let's move over to the code and remove this range slider. I will say candlestick chart, update layout, and I will put the x-axis range slider visible to false. And if you go back to the web app, you can see that the range slider is now removed. You can show many more data here on this chart, like some moving average, or you can create different charts for indicators like MFI or RSI. I'm gonna leave that to you and move over to the financial part. So let's go back to the code, and I need to load quarterly data and annual data for the symbol that we want. So all I'm gonna do is define a quarterly financials variable and an annual financials. I'm gonna go ahead and call that as well. And now that I have these two, I want to actually implement some kind of toggle or some controller that says, okay, we have the quarterly data and we have the annual data, and when I click on any of them, it will update the charts accordingly. I can do this in a Streamlit with segmented control. So I'm gonna go ahead and define one, st.segmented control, and I'm gonna call the label like period, for example. So you are choosing the period, and the options are quarterly and annual. The default can be anything. I will just go ahead and leave it on quarterly. So first, when it's loaded, the default is quarterly, but if the user switch to annual, the chart will change with the annual information. So I'm gonna go ahead and save the user preferences inside the variable. So when the user chose either quarterly or annual, I will have it here as selection. Before moving to chart, let's also add a header here and say, let's say financials. So this part will be regarding the financial information of the company. Now I need to write a couple of ifs. So if the selection is quarterly, I'm gonna copy this here. I need to show the chart with the information that is from the quarters. I'm gonna do the same transformation that I did with price history here, because again, the dates are as indexes and I need them as a separate column. So I'm gonna go here, take this, copy that, move it over here. I'm gonna call the column as quarter here, and I will apply it on the quarterly financials. So this is the first step. Now I just need to pass the data frame to the Alta so it can create the chart for me. I'm gonna call this chart revenue chart. I'm gonna use alt. So I will call the chart method, yeah, this one, with the quarterly financials data frame, and I want a bar chart. And here I need to specify the x-axis, which should be the quarter column. Here I defined it as a quarter, so it will be quarter. And the y-axis, I want to show the total revenue of the company, so it will be the total revenue column. So here it will be total revenue, and here I'm gonna pass it to Streamlit. It will be st.alta chart, and then I'm gonna pass the revenue chart to it. And I want to also make this chart for net income. I'm also interested to see what is the net income of the company. So I'm gonna just copy this, paste it here, call it net income chart, and then copy it here, pass it to Alta as well. The only difference is here it will be the net income column. The rest should be the same. I'm gonna also group them like this so it's more organized. And that should be it for the quarterly. So for the annual, it should be more or less the same. I'm gonna copy this whole if and then go here and say if it was annual. I'm gonna call the date column actually year, not quarter. That is one difference. And also quarter here should be year, quarter here should be year. Other than that, I don't see much difference. Let's go ahead and have a look on the web app. Let's go here, click on rerun. So we need to do a little bit of reformatting of this bar chart. Let's also switch to annual. Okay, the data for annual is not changing, so there might be a bug here also. Let's go back to the code. So first let's see, oh yeah, of course, we are still working on the quarterly financials here. So let's copy this and paste here, paste here, paste here, and here. So yeah, this should fix the problem with the annual data, but let's just also fix the formatting. So the problem with the look of the charts is that Alta is treating our date column as something continuous. So I'm gonna go ahead and make it ordinal, and I hope that will fix the look of our chart. I also didn't like the color, that blue color of the chart, so I'm gonna add some more alive colors to the chart. Let's go here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna convert the date column to a string first. So this should be like quarter, it was the name, yeah. Quarter as type a string. And what else I'm gonna do is that telling Alta that treat this as ordinal here and also here. I'm gonna copy this and do the same for annual. I'm gonna say year, and this should be annual financials. With one difference, I'm gonna also just keep the year from the date of the financial report. So I'm gonna hit guess transform, and I can give some kind of lambda here. Lambda year that splits. Yeah, I'm gonna split by the hyphen and then take the first one, which is the year. And at last, let's change the color of these charts. I'm gonna say, I don't know, red for the revenue. Also here for the revenue. And let's see, maybe orange for the net income. I will do the same here. And let's actually make these two columns also ordinal. And let's have a look if everything is all right. Okay, here also this is a mistake. This should be just a transformation of a column. Yeah, here as well. Should fix this. Let's go back and see what we did. I hope now everything is okay. I'm gonna click on the rerun and we will go, perfect. Now we have the quarterly net income and total revenue here. And now the formatting is perfect. And if I click on annual, now it should change. Yep. Amazing. So we have the 4 years data of total revenue and net income. Amazing. So let's go back and see what we did. So here is our dashboard. At first, we are gonna enter a stock symbol. I'm gonna say Tesla and I will enter, and bam, you will have all the information that you want. The company information like the name, the market cap, the sector even, and then I have the chart, a candlestick chart, perfect. Everything is very clear. I decided to show the last year and on a weekly basis, but you can choose any time frame that you want as long as you have the data. And my favorite part, the financials, because when you show financial data in charts, everything is so clear. So here I have the total revenue and net income on a quarterly period. And when I click on the annual, I can get all this data also as annual. For example, this chart is the perfect example on how visualizing financial data is so helpful, because you can see like the total revenue is booming for Tesla and net income is booming for Tesla. So it will give you some idea of how this company is doing. And the most important thing for me is that Streamlit is so powerful. It took us like, what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and some very small Python scripts to come up with such a beautiful UI. So yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Check out Streamlit, check out Yfinance, try to come up with your own dashboard, show the data that is most important to you. I just tried to show a couple of things to give you some ideas. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please like this video and also subscribe me. See you around.